Hey YouTube, TNT here, and I'm finally uploading again. So, yay. Last season Spdl, I uploaded a draft analysis and didn't do anything else. Just a quick recap, I went 5 and 5, came in ninth, barely missed playoffs. So overall, I predicted 5 and 5 in my draft analysis, and that happened. So, I don't know, maybe if I predict 8 and 0, that will happen, but I highly doubt it. I'm sure that's not how it works. Anyway, I'm sure that those of you who don't know what my draft is coming into this, you're wondering why on earth you saw a Venipede in a top hat on the thumbnail. And don't worry, we will get to that. It will be beautiful, but just bear with me through the rest of the video until we get to the good picks. So, I was first overall pick, very lucky. And of course, this is the season that they banned Dragapult, so yay. And that put my first pick into a little bit of doubt, but I ended up grabbing Urshifu because it's just spammable. I can band, I can scarf, or I can bulk up, or I can try to be smart and run special, but why would I ever do that when I could just run a physical Shifu? Yeah, everybody knows Shifu's move pool. It's a very common used mon, and it's really just it can come to almost every game, and that makes it worthy of a first pick. It's definitely a top 5 Pokemon, if not the top Pokemon without Dragapult or Sheer Force Lando I. And speaking of Landos, my round 2 pick was Lando T. I originally planned Garchomp. That got picked. My secondary for Garchomp was Gliscor, and that got picked. So I ended up with Lando T. Lando T, Defogger, Rocks. It also has good setup and physical attacking. So you can do a lot of things with it, and it covers the ground type, flying type thing. And it's justifiable here. Not amazing. It's a necessity pick, and it actually ends up being my only removal. So that's going to be fun this season. Third pick on the wheel, right after Lando T, was Victini. Victini, Lando T, Shifu is a core that nothing can wall, and it has very good offensive synergy, which is the main reason I picked Victini. Now for the next part of the draft, I got Blissey for teleport and general chunkiness, and there's really no other reason to have Blissey. I guess it's a wish passer, and it can do the cleric things. And then next to that, I got Arctozolt. And I definitely jumped the gun on this one. So, guy before me, second pick, he was coming around to the wheel, and he picked Alolan Ninetales. So I felt like I had to pick Arctozolt, or else it would be gone, because he picked 2 more times before I would get to pick again. So I picked it. I found out later that he actually didn't have it in his plan, and that sucked, because I was going to get Gengar, but then that got sniped because I had taken Arctozolt. So that's why I took it this early, but Arctozolt is ridiculously broken. I know it went in for first round in Mega Lade, and prediction here, Nathan's going to win Mega Lade. That's honestly my opinion on that one, because his team is just insane. Anyway, back to Kirlia. Arctozolt, Crazy Mon. You got the basic Bolt Beak, Icicle Crash thing going. And then you can run any plethora of physical moves, or you can be smart, or try to be smart, and like tech Freeze Dry Meteor Beam on. If you so choose, you could also, for meming opportunities, you can Rain Dance, because it gets Rain Dance. For some reason, Arctozolt gets Rain Dance, and it can also set its own hail, so that's fun. My next pick after Arctozolt was Primarina. Primarina, Water Fairy. Would have gotten Finny if I could. Finny was taken. I honestly didn't expect Finny to make it that long. So, Prima, really solid, good special attack stat. 126, yeah, that's nice. Jeez, I really should make it so it doesn't have to scroll. Prima has got it's basically fairy type Suicune with some more options, stuff like Perish Song. It has pivots that Suicune doesn't, and it can run Sparkling Aria, or it can also apparently it gets Triple Axle. I did not know that until I scrolled down here. Ooh, yeah, it's got a great move pool, and yeah, Primarina, you gotta have a Fairy type, and you gotta have a Water, or your draft is bad, frankly. So that's why I took that. And then Durant, obligatory steal. It, in hindsight, was a bad pick because it's not my only bug type, and that is yikes. So that really makes me incredibly fire weak. Durant, you got the speed stat, you got Hustle or Swarm. Oh, Truant. Yeah. Definitely gonna run Truant Durant, gotta run that stall Durant set, you know. And for my next pick, I took Pinsir Mega. Pinsir Mega, solid mon. You've got Aerial 8 quick attack, and that stupidly high attack stat. That is just crazy. And I needed a flying type. It's also a Mega, and not like that's required, but it is nice to have one Mega, because that way it doesn't get knocked or anything. My next pick after that one was Hoopa. Hoopa's abilities, it's just Magician, so I could run some fun. So I can just run some fun with Magician. You got the really high stats in special attack and special defense, and decent attack stat. It doesn't have any speed whatsoever, and funny story, I can run Trick Room and all sorts of other stuff. It's got some phasing. Ooh, Gravity. I can recreate the Arctozolt copy pasta with that one. Ooh. Is that Wonder... Okay, so Hoopa you, solid move... No, not you, sorry. Hoopa Confined, solid move pool. Overall, Ghost type. You're going to want to have a Ghost type, or you're not going to do well. It's kind of like a Steel or a Water type in that way. And finally, we get the star of this draft analysis. We got Venipede. So Venipede, it gets Speed Boost or Poison Point. Let's be honest, if I'm running Swarm, I'm probably memeing. Like, look at its stats. It's not going to be attacking anything. Poison Point, Speed Boost, you got the solid Protect. Ooh, it's got Rest Talk, Spikes, Tspikes Toxic, all sorts of funness. Ooh. Yeah, I can run Toxic Venom. There are a lot of things I can run with Venipede. And it can also, and just like any good one-pointer, it can run Fear. Fear isn't banned, everything just has to be level 100. And Venipede's HP stat is crappy enough that it actually doesn't need to be level 1. It's not quite Sunkern level, but it's darn good at getting OHKO'd. So there's that. It's also T-Spikes, and it comes in, and you know what? For the full Venipede rundown, I'll put a block of text in the description. Read that if you want the full rundown. So then we get to Grace, and I do make a couple of changes. Grace period isn't technically over at the time of this recording, but I'm done with my changes. So what I did was I gave Durant the boot because I didn't really, and I added Berserker because I didn't need a higher point steal like Durant at the expense of not having a Hail setter for Arctozolt, because I have Trick Room Arctozolt, but if I don't have Hail Arctozolt, nobody's going to take Arctozolt seriously, and I'm not going to be able to bring it as often as I would like to. And Berserker also is a much better attacker than Durant, as it's not stuck using Hustle. It can run Tough Claws for contact moves with a 1.3 multiplier, and Steely Spirit in all of the Pokemon and its allies have the 1.5 boost, so I could do some specs steel beam nonsense, or running stuff like fake out with 1.3x power, and then if you add in a life orb or something, that's a lot of boost. And then with the 4 points from the Durant to Berserker trade, I picked up Obama. Wait, it gets soundproof? Ooh, okay. So on my original plan, I had Snover, but I wasn't going to bring Snover because its only purpose was to set hail and die. So I got the better version of Obama. So what Obama can do is it can Aurora Veil. It's also a grass type with semi-decent stats. Like, its speed is lacking, but it's a weather setter. And you got decent chunk with solid attack and special attack at 92s. So it can actually do something, unlike Snover, who's got, like, let's see, what are Snover's stats? Snover, who's got that for a stat spread. Yeah, it's obviously better. Like, Eviolite doesn't make up for that, and I'd want to be running hail boosting items or boots most of the time over Eviolite anyway. So that's the full team. I hope you enjoyed the more relaxed style of this one compared to the last one. This was 100% ad lib. The thumbnail was made by Bucket, who is one of the best graphic artists I have seen. If you want a logo, or other Pokemon related art, I would hit him up. He's got peculiar tastes, but he really likes to do weird stuff, or he refuses to do Belgian logos, for example. So if you want to hit him up for that, and if you think, oh, I would pay for this, he always directs his what people would give him for commissions to a charity of his choice. So I'd hit him up, and if you'd want to give money to whatever charity he's promoting, I would go and do that. So thank you for watching. Leave like and subscribe if you so choose, and yeah.